But listen, Miss Pugh, don't speak over me. Miss Pugh, just because you say respectfully does not mean that you get to interrupt me. That's disrespectful, right? Hang on. Listen, Miss Pugh, stop talking over me. If you want to stop talking over me.
Where is the verified claim that is being placed against my trust?
You can go back with the bailiff. Go back with the bailiff. Get your own attorney or represent yourself if you don't like it.
Today, we've got a no-nonsense judge and a sovereign citizen who's convinced that a piece of paper filled with the usual scripted arguments is a legal game changer. She walked in ready to drop some so-called groundbreaking legal truth, only to find out that's not how court works. Honestly, I'm just shocked she really thought this would fly. This is definitely going to be an interesting one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and let's dive in to see how this heated hearing plays out.
Good morning. Are you Janetta Pugh?
I am the beneficiary of that estate.
You're the what?
I'm the beneficiary of that estate.
You're the beneficiary of what estate? Answer my questions, please, ma'am. I'm just trying to understand.
Beneficiary of that estate.
Okay.
For the record, I recognize Ms. Pugh. She's been here before.
I do as well, for the record.
And I looked into Mr. Christopher Wiley. I can't find that person as a practicing lawyer in the state bar page, and I have not been contacted by anybody on Ms. Pugh's behalf.
All right. So, Ms. Pugh, Mr. Lewis has been appointed to represent you at this point. Obviously, you know as well as anyone that you're in custody and we want to get your case taken care of. If you've hired or your family has hired another lawyer, then they have to contact the court so that we can do something with your case. And do you know if they've hired someone?
Respectfully, Your Honor, I do not agree with your appointed foreign agents, considering that the first duty is to the state and will be considered conflict of interest. You know?
Okay, so if you don't want, the only thing I can do, I'm appointing an attorney to you to help you, right? So if you don't want a court-appointed attorney, then your only option, two things. One is to represent yourself or to hire a lawyer. So if you don't like the way it works, then you do something different. So are you, listen to what I'm saying. Are you either going to represent yourself, or are you going to let Mr. Lewis represent you, or are you going to hire someone?
Objection, Your Honor. Respectfully, is this a court of record?
It is a court of record. So your objection's overruled.
Okay. Respectfully, Your Honor, where is the verified claim that is being placed against my trust?
It's right here. It's called an indictment. And Mr. Lewis has a copy of it, and he can show it to you. So that would be the verified claim against you.
Okay. Your Honor, respectfully, Your Honor, there were writs that was filed to the case that still haven't been received.
I've received your petition for writ of habeas corpus, and it's denied.
Okay. Respectfully, Your Honor, I demand to be released due to lack of evidence of stated claim and not being given the proper opportunity to obtain proper counsel defective defense.
It's overruled.
Okay.
You're running out, aren't you?
No, it's fine.
This is just painful to watch. She's completely embarrassing herself, but I have to admit, it's pretty entertaining. The judge is just sitting there, patiently waiting for her to run out of steam while she rattles off the usual sovereign citizen script. These folks always act like they've discovered some secret legal loophole, but that's just not how the law works. Courts have ruled over and over that saying "I don't consent" doesn't magically make charges disappear. To be fair, she's at least being polite, calling the judge "Your Honor" and all, but she's completely lost. I just don't understand how someone falls this deep into the sovereign citizen rabbit hole. Reading about it is one thing, but actually trying it in court? That's a whole new level. What do you think? How does someone end up believing this stuff? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's dive back in. This one's far from over.
Perfect. So, Ms. Pugh, Mr. Jeffries has been appointed to represent you. He's just been he's trying to get caught up real quickly on all the information and the discovery in your case. I'm going to reset your case so that he can get all of that. Once he gets it, he'll be out there to go over it with you, and we'll see if we can get an announcement at the next court date.
Respectfully, Your Honor, I do not agree to comply with any of the appointed court agents, considering that their first duty is to the state.
I understand. We've had this conversation before.
Conflict of interest, and for the record, I'll be representing myself.
So if you want to represent yourself, there's some things. Ms. Pugh, stop talking over me. If you want to stop talking over me. If you want to represent yourself, then there is a process that we have to go through, and we'll do that today if that's what you want to do. We'll get your case set for trial and we'll go forward that way. It is highly inadvisable for you to represent yourself. Lawyers have many, many years of training. They understand the law. They understand how a trial works, because here's what happens. When you're in a trial and you represent yourself, you're expected to know and follow all of the rules of evidence, all the rules of procedure. And so you're really at a disadvantage if you don't know those things. And so you have to do everything just like the assistant district attorney would. And if you don't, you're going to be in front of a jury and it's going to show, and it's just not going to be, it usually does not work out in your benefit. But I have to go through with you some questions first before we do that. And then if you still want to do that, then there's a couple of things couple of options, and we'll go over those as well. Okay. So I am supposed to ask you, I'm going to go through these questions. I need you to answer them if you want to represent yourself, because this is required. All right. So have you ever studied the law?
Yes,
okay. Have you ever represented yourself before in any kind of criminal matter? Okay. Do you understand the charges against you?
I'm never been accused of.
Okay. And so do you know, and we've gone over before, I think, what the range of punishment is if you're found guilty on a jury? Do you know what that is? Let's see. Hold on a second. Let me pull you up here. We'll go over that again as well. The date of that allegations from June 22nd of 2021. And what that means is if you're found guilty, that the range of punishment that the jury could give you is between 2 years as a minimum punishment up to 10 years in prison, anywhere in between. Do you understand? And you answer out loud just for the record.
Do I understand? No, I don't understand.
What do you not understand about?
That was tough to watch. But hold on, because this isn't over yet. This sovereign citizen actually comes back for another hearing, and don't worry, I've got that one for you too. At this point, the judge deserves an award for patience. Arguing with a sovereign citizen is like talking to a brick wall, except the brick wall thinks it's an expert in constitutional law. Big respect to the judge for keeping her cool while dealing with this nonsense. She's sharp, no doubt, but still surprisingly patient, which is probably more than fair. What do you think? Is the judge handling this well? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's dive into the next hearing to see if things get even more heated.
I don't understand, Your Honor.
So here's the thing. If you want to represent yourself, by law, you have to be able to understand these things. Otherwise, I've got an appointed attorney for you. So you can't just say, I want to represent myself because I don't like the attorney or I don't like the process. This is the process that you're in. You live in Texas, you live in the United States. This is the law that applies to your case. So what do you not understand about the range of punishment if you're found guilty? And I'd be glad to explain it.
I don't understand because I haven't did anything wrong.
That's what a jury's for, right? And so if you say you're not guilty, then you go in front of a jury and they determine after they listen to the evidence if you're guilty or not. That doesn't have anything to do with if they find you guilty, you understanding that they could send you to prison for between 2 years and up to 10 years. Do you understand that part? What are you, yes or no? No, you don't understand that. So, Ms. Pugh, it's my understanding I'm not going to allow you to represent yourself because you don't understand the law and the process. So we're on question number 4 out of 15 that I'm supposed to ask you. So Mr. Jeffries is going to stay on your case.
I do not want Mr. Jeffries on my.
I don't care what you want at this point. You can't do it. All right, you can go back with the bailiff. I'm done. Go back with the bailiff.
He's not on my case.
Go back with the bailiff.
He's not on my case.
Welcome to the criminal appointment list.
Yeah, fun, Judge.
This was not meant to be any kind of punishment, I promise. So Mr. Jeffries, get ready like you would. Probably it's going to go straight onto a jury.
Right, I would
And
assume.
we'll just get it figured out that way.
I swear, I knew she was going to say that. At this point, sovereign citizens have completely taken over my brain. I feel like I'm losing brain cells just breaking down their nonsense every day. They're just so insufferable and clueless. It's honestly painful to watch. And look, I get that some of them might be dealing with personal struggles, but that doesn't change the fact that they're wasting public resources. Courts and law enforcement have limited time, and these people act like they can just throw it all away with their baseless arguments. On another note, I'm actually surprised she didn't bring her little script this time. Maybe a stint in county jail taught her to memorize it instead. But if she tries to represent herself in court, she's probably looking at 8 to 10 years. Let's jump back in and see if she actually goes through with defending herself. Because if she does, this is not going to end well.